It's a wet Friday morning, and nobody expected the rain just to pour in, but the rain is already here. So, in SUPERDAWN Sports, we're going to be giving you some crunchy news to keep you hot as we trail in this very cold weather. Yes, so much to talk about this morning. The Super Falcons are having their second game against Slovakia in the Cyprus Invitational Tournament, and not forgetting that just yesterday, some of the few ladies who were not in camp flew in. So it's a team that will want to do their very best with their gel time will tell. And also over this weekend, Rangers will be hosting CF Faidat of Tunisia. It's a good result they got right there from Tunis. Will they consolidate? Time will also tell. And we'll also be looking at the impact of Odion Igalo as he moves to his new club in China. It's called Shanshong. He'll be debuting today. We'll look at tennis. Federer is on a cruise, hoping to make it 100 Masters. We'll also talk about some of the key players making it in the EPL. But the news flew in yesterday, or rather came in yesterday, that Claudio Ranieri has been sacked by Fulham and Steve Parker has been told to take over. We'll also look at the impact of Ozil, Mesut Ozil in Arsenal. He says he is going nowhere. We'll take a review of the games in the EPL, the Bundesliga, if time permits us. Alone in the studio, I have somebody debuting for the very first time. And as usual, the cool gentleman who talks sports the way it is so slick is also here with me. Welcome, Tayo Olurunisola. Tayo, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you look sporty this morning with your T-shirt. Why pink? I thought pink are meant for women.
Well, it's for everybody.
Seen her face consistently as SUPERDAWN Sports and Sports Biz runs on Super Screen Television is Faidat. Timi Denny Faidat, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a great pleasure having you, and I'm very, very sure a lot of our female viewers out there will start following you on your trend. I'm very sure you have a Twitter handle.
Yes, I do.
Your Instagram.
Yes.
All right, we'll get there. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty this morning. Invitational, second game against Slovakia. Do you think we can win today's game?
Well, the Super Falcons, judging from the fact that they lost their first game, I think they should be able to hold their own against Slovakia, because Slovakia is a team that have not been doing something big in football.
Okay.
Although it's going to be a very, very shady one. It's going to be very tight. Just like you have said, our girls have not been preparing well. And all this has been on the part of the NFF. So they don't give them the necessary support they needed, unlike the Super Eagles. But I feel they should be able to hold their own against Slovakia tonight.
Okay, let me come to you, Faidat. The Super Falcons, they're the best in Africa. But they've not been doing too well once we cross the continent. Do you think we're preparing in the right direction?
It has always been the same. Super Falcons, they don't really prepare much. So when they get out in the world, they don't really portray what we expect them to portray. And you'll be surprised that when they play against Slovakia, it's going to be something like, Slovakia is not like a bigger team in the world. So when they play against them, you'll be surprised that they have this upper hand, because the team might have been together for a longer time. But Nigerian teams, we know they only prepare a week
to a tournament.
To a tournament, which is very, very bad.
Okay, so from your perspective, do you see us picking up a win, at least a win?
Maybe a draw.
Maybe a draw. Well, Tayo, do you see a win coming in today?
Well, it's going to be a win. It's going to be a very slim win, but I will stick to her. Maybe a draw.
Maybe a draw. All right, it's still the preparation towards the Female World Cup right here in France, and it's the big one. Actually put up their psyche to move into the championship time. We'll tell. Let's come back home. It's a big game right there at the Cathedral. My team is playing Enugu Rangers. I'll start with you, Tayo. They had a good game right there in Tunisia. They came out 1-1. Do you think Enugu Rangers could up their game to pick up a win against former champions of the Confederation Cup?
It is very open, and it's going to be an advantage for them, judging the fact that they are playing on the home soil. I just feel Enugu Rangers should be able to do everything possible to be disciplined tomorrow, and they must ensure that they don't concede goal anyhow, because as it is now, they are that.
It's just 1-1.
It's 1-1. So if they could pick a goalless draw tomorrow, they'll be qualifying.
A goalless draw, Tayo, at over the Cathedral. My team is not that kind of jelly team. We are sure to win.
Another thing is that the team they are coming coming up against rather is a Tunisian side.
Yeah.
And
that has strong pedigree.
So they will be coming all out against them. So they just have to put their eyes together and go into the match with the right side kick.
Yeah,
so
right side kick. I agree with you there. But I need to ask you this, Tayo. Which team do you support locally? I know your team when it comes to the continent in Europe, but which team do you support locally?
Well, back in the days, I support...
No, now. Leave the days. Now. I want now.
Well, presently I support MFM.
MFMFC. All right, that's a good one. Faidat. Which team do you support if I take you on this question of Rangers?
I don't really watch.
Okay, don't watch the local league. Well, that's a snag. You just have to because we have to prop up and give our teams the very best. Now, for Rangers, we have two teams on the continent, Lobby Stars, Rangers. It's more like Rangers is the team propelling our image right now. Do you see them winning the game tomorrow?
Since they are on home soil, I hope they can use that advantage themselves and just win.
But does home soil really count in modern day football?
It does, a lot. Yes, I can still remember last 2 seasons, Barcelona, PSG, where PSG defeated Barcelona at the first leg, and on coming back to Camp Nou, it was a different story entirely. So it was, I believe it was because of the home advantage Barcelona had. We were able to pull that off.
So home advantage do count?
Yes.
Do you think home advantage can tire?
Yes, it counts. And
in modern day football, we just saw what happened to Real Madrid 2 days ago.
Yes, you know they are coming against
a formidable team.
A formidable team, and any day, anytime at Santiago Bernabeu, Barca will always pick
like
up.
the El Clasico that is coming up this weekend.
It's a done and dusted.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Still within the home front this time, we're talking about one of our own, the very best of our own, Dion Igalo. He's saying he still wants to showcase that he can score goals. He's a poacher. He will be debuting for Shanshan Jianghua of China, and it's a game he wants to showcase that he has what it takes. Now, for us, we want to see all our players in top shape, marching towards the Nations Cup. I still have my snap that Igalo is still in China. But today he will play for a new club, a new sign-up.
Yes, it's a good one for him. Although playing in China, I don't really buy the idea because as a big player, when he was in Premiership, he was doing very well, scoring goals, and he actually had a positive impact on his performance when he was in the Super Eagles then. So playing in China, to me, is not a good development. But playing week in, week out is a good one for him, because he will be in shape, and going into the AFCON 2019 is going to be an advantage for Super Eagles to have him back. Okay,
Faidat, let me ask you this. If you look at the Super Eagles team, we've not been scoring much goals, and Dion Igalo suddenly picked up that momentum. Do you think his current form can be transformed as we proceed towards the Nations Cup in Egypt?
There's always this problem with Nigerian strikers, even if they perform outside. When they come back to play in Nigeria, it's always a problem for them. So I'm thinking they should try. We have younger players too.
Okay.
They might not be home-based there. They might be playing abroad. Maybe they should. You know, they're trying to look for that fame. They're trying to make it. So they want coaches to notice them. So maybe they should just try them.
But don't you think that those younger ones might not have the experience like the type Dion Igalo has? But
sometimes experience does not count. I'm not saying that they should use them always.
Okay.
But once in a while, we have this match against Seychelles, and it's not even necessary. We win, we lose, we draw. We've qualified already. So,
but it should be on record that Seychelles defeated us. If we play the way you think, it doesn't matter.
But if they should try a new striker and he performed, we will know we have someone to replace him in case.
I agree with you, Faidat. Well, Dion Igalo, best of luck, very, very, very best of luck as you move out to debut in your new club today. We just hope that you transform that regular form of scoring goals into the Super Eagles. We got to go to Europe straight. The news filtering that Claudio Ranieri has been sacked was a bit of a surprise to a lot of us sports pundits, but that is the game. I start with you, Faidat. Claudio Ranieri, he did it with Leicester City, left, ding-dong, ding-dong, he came back, and Fulham thought they could tap into what he had. Suddenly, he has been sacked.
With Fulham, I think it's a different story entirely. Ranieri having that privilege with Leicester City. It's more like the top teams were not awake at that moment. I still keep saying it. Yes.
I like that. The top teams were asleep.
Not, yes, because after that time, we could not find Leicester again. After that time, they had that cup. So it's more like the top teams were not available. They were sleeping. They went on holiday at that moment. So when they came back, they went to their place.
Tayo, let me take you on this. So short a time, I don't think he has spent up to 3 months. Though in this job, it is how well you perform, you stay on your seat. If you're not performing, you have to be kicked out. But don't you think it was too early?
Well, I think it was not a surprise for me to have had that he got sacked. Because I haven't done going 17 matches and just 3 wins is a bad one. I feel it's a good development, and for them to have gotten Stopaka, a former player of Chelsea who had the experience, I think it will do a lot to help them, because as it is now, I don't see the miracle that will happen. Fulham will
relegation.
They will go to relegation.
Wow, well, we'll get to find out. Cotton Cottage will dare still remain in the EPL, the Elite League. Well, the name of the game is either you shaping or you shaper. So Claudio Ranieri has been shaped out. Talking about somebody shaping in fantastically is Michel Ozil. There have been news about him. He's not doing this, he's not doing that. But suddenly, he has picked up great momentum. And for Arsenal, he says, I go nowhere, I remain. Let me start with you, Tayo. Michel Ozil. He's a phenomenon already in Arsenal. You can't take that away. But his inputs is not always at that peak. Suddenly, you see him rise up. Suddenly, he falls down again.
Yes, the truth is that Mesut Ozil is a big player in Arsenal, and then I felt Arsene Wenger had a part to play in the performance of those players, because he played the role of a father to them. He pampered them a lot. But this is a new manager. The man, he wanted all his best players to be in a good shape and to do well. Well, since he came, Mesut Ozil have not been doing well. So we have to be very factual here. He's a good player, but a lot of them, probably because of the relationship they have with Arsene Wenger, so he felt, many of them feel they can command first team shirts, even when they are not fit. But I just feel it's a good one. If you can just pick up himself, should be able to go all the way.
Well, the man who knows better should tell you, Tayo cherish the Arsenal team like he cherished Eba and Ogbolo, like in this part of the world. Well, that's Michel Ozil for you. He says he's going nowhere. He's ready to put in his very best in that particular team, Arsenal FC. Let's go quickly to Spain and talk about the El Clasico. And I'm happy that Faidat has a team she's supporting, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Nobody saw it coming in the Copa del Rey that Barcelona will go to right there and give Real Madrid a shocker at the Santiago Bernabeu. Do you still see a repeat of what happened to Real Madrid happening to Barcelona in Nou Camp? No way.
I can't really say. I'm vouching for Barcelona to beat Real Madrid again.
Again. You're definitely sure.
But I'm not saying they're going to beat them 3-0.
Okay.
Because they have to like buckle up. That was what happened the first leg in the league.
Yeah.
It was 5-1. Then they meeting in Copa del Rey. It was a draw.
Yeah.
So I believe, yes. So even if everybody is not working, Ramos will surely work. Ramos is the defense.
Yes, I was going to come to Ramos, but let me quickly ask Tayo. Tayo, why do you think Real Madrid is having this inconsistency? Up, down, up, down.
Like I told Dotun the last time, I don't believe Real Madrid they are back. Since they sold, although is one of the teams that I support, maybe slightly in Europe.
Okay, your second team in Europe after Arsenal.
Since they sold Ronaldo, and not selling Ronaldo per se, but the way they treated him, a lot of the players were saying they could survive without Ronaldo. He's not a fantastic player. And you could see what is happening now. So I just feel, I don't see them doing it against Barcelona. They are still going to beat them.
For sure.
Like the last game they played against Barcelona, that coach did something that Guardiola will always do. So Messi played deep into the midfield. So everybody was looking for him. So Suarez was free. And if you could do the same thing tomorrow, I see them.
A lot of Real Madrid fans will be happy for you. Faidat, score for tomorrow's game, or rather on Sunday. Barca, Real Madrid. What's the scoreline?
2-1.
2-1. All right, 2-1. We'll see how it goes. We still need to talk about one other game. Go to the EPL, which is our final bus stop. Juventus will be taking on Napoli. Quickly, Tayo, Juve. For me, I think they should hand over the Scudetto to that team.
Well, it's going to be a very tight one, and Ronaldo will be absent, and I just feel it's a wrap for Juventus already, but it's going to be a very tight one because Napoli wants to win for pride tomorrow.
Right. Napoli wants to win for pride. All right, for me, I think because of the man, Cristiano Ronaldo, a lot of people are switching allegiance from Real Madrid to Juventus. But we'll see how it go. Quickly, we got to go, but we need to talk about this game that is coming up tomorrow, right there in Wembley. Let me ask you, Faidat, Arsenal-Tottenham is a game everybody wants to see. It's like a London derby. Your take?
I support Arsenal winning that game.
Okay, from your heart, you support Arsenal to win that game.
Yes.
And you?
They play beautiful football, so I support them winning that game.
The romantic football, right? And you, Tayo, your take?
Well, I think Arsenal should be able to pick.
Is it because you're an Arsenal fan?
No, but one thing about Arsenal is that whenever they are on top of their form, when it comes to big game, they disappoint. I just feel at least a draw.
Okay.
But I'm hoping they just pick all the 3 points.
All right, that's all we can take. But there's also a derby. It's called the Merseyside Derby. It's between Everton and Liverpool. It's a game everybody wants to see. Faidat, thanks for coming in this morning for your first debut. And Tayo, as usual, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Right, we'll be going on this break and we'll come back. Lamida and Precious will be running up the SUPERDAWN show. Do stay tuned.